Oh hey, hello guys. I just want to bring another experience. By the time I went to Washington D.C. So basically, Washington D.C. is the capital of the United States. It's bordered by the Maryland, West Virginia, and Virginia. So basically, the last time I went to Washington D.C., it's been years since I've been down there. I went there as when I was in school, and then I went to Washington D.C. when I was in summer program. So yeah, Washington D.C. it wasn't bad. It was just a decent state. So I think we went to the zoo down in Washington D.C. So yeah, the zoo in Washington D.C. was was not pretty bad. It was just good. It was rainy that day that I remember because it was I think it was seventh grade when I went down there. So yeah, so basically back in when we was in summer program and when I was in summer program, I was excited to go to Washington D.C. because you get to experience more places like the Capitol, the Monument, places like that. And there was the White House where Barack Obama was president before Donald Trump was. So basically, if you're in Washington D.C. and you live down there, you gotta be careful because Washington D.C. is the biggest place in the world. Like they got the Union Station, they got I remember the branches of the government. There are legislative, executive, and judicial branch. So if you went to Washington D.C., good for you because you probably had a lot of big experience when you was a little younger. So so Washington is just a decent state. It's a capital. You got the White House, the Monument. What else did I say? You got oh, and the Never mind. So basically, the Capitol, the Monument, the White House, etc. So I remember going to Washington D.C. It was a decent trip to go from Baltimore to Washington D.C. So yeah, if you have an experience like that, enjoy it because you gonna explore more of it. I think we went to the mall in Washington D.C. I couldn't remember. I think we went to the mall in Washington D.C. I can't remember. So Washington is very good. So if you if you think about if you ever thought about going to Washington D.C., you may like it because it's very nice and there'll be political things going down there. So if there's something that you want to do, go ahead and do it because there's nothing can stop you from going down to Washington D.C. and going to the monument. So yeah, there's a lot of things going on. Even the Mars commuter rail go down there. That's their train. That's the train destination. Washington D.C. Washington Union Station where the Ramada, and the Amtrak, and you got many buses that go down there. So yeah, the Washington Union Station is the biggest station in the world. It has many food courts, shops, and train stations as you go in there. I never been to the Washington Union Station, but I will go there one day on the Mark Commuter Rail or on the Amtrak one day. So peace out, y'all.